Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, class.
Good morning.
How are you today? Alright, that's I'm good too. Thank you for asking, and that's great to hear that you're already fine. Before we begin today's lesson, I'd like you to imagine something. Imagine that tomorrow morning you wake up and then discover that your smartphone has completely stopped working. No social media, no games, no music, no messaging apps. What would happen? I would be bored. Yes, you would be bored. And why you would be bored? Because I use my phone every day. What else might happen? I couldn't contact my friend. Good point. Anything else?
I may miss important information from school.
Yeah, excellent. Now, look at this slide. Let's think carefully. Your phone stopped working. Then several things happen. Like you feel bored, you can't contact your friends, and then you miss important information, right? Can you see that one even leads to another?
Yes.
Look at what just happened. One action created another result. Then that result created another result. It's like a chain, or we usually call a chain reaction. Many things in life happen this way. Our actions often have consequences, and those consequences can lead to other consequences, whether we realize it or not. We deal with these relationships every day. When we explain why something happens and what happens afterward, we are talking about a relationship called cause and effect. Today, we are going to learn how to identify causes and effects, how to explain them clearly, and how to use them in speaking and writing. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to recognize cause and effect relationships in real life situations and express using appropriate English expressions. Are you ready to explore today's topic?
Yes.
Excellent. Let's get started.
Imagine it's a chilly, rainy evening. You're driving home after a long day, eager to get back to the warmth of your house. As you approach a sharp bend, a cat darts across the road. Instinctively, you swerve to avoid it. Thankfully, you miss the cat, but your car skids and ends up stuck in a muddy ditch. Frustrated yet relieved, you realize that your quick reaction while saving the cat led directly to your current predicament. This little story isn't just a random event. It perfectly illustrates the essence of a cause and effect relationship, which is exactly what we're diving into today. Every action, like swerving to avoid the cat, has a direct result, like ending up in a ditch. This is the core of a cause and effect essay. In today's video, we'll show you how to spot these connections, organize them into a clear essay, and communicate your ideas effectively. Whether you're a student looking to boost your grades, or just curious about how to think more clearly about the events in your life, let's get into how to write essays that are clear, engaging, and powerful. Step 1. Brainstorming your ideas. The very first step of our essay writing journey is brainstorming. This is where all great essays begin. Just like planning a house, you start with a blueprint. Here, our blueprint is the ideas that will form the backbone of our essay. Choosing a topic. Start by picking a topic that resonates with you or is relevant to your course or audience. It's like choosing the neighborhood before you build your house. You want it to be exciting and accessible. For our example, let's stick with exercise. It's broad enough to explore various causes and effects, and relevant to just about everyone. Identifying causes and effects. Now jot down all the reasons why people might engage in this activity and what results from it. Imagine setting up the framework of your house. Where will the walls go? What purpose does each room serve? For exercise, causes might include staying healthy, improving appearance, or relieving stress. Effects could be increased stamina, better mood, or even social connections. Deep diving into details. Go deeper into each cause and effect. Ask yourself, why does this matter? And what are the broader implications? This step is like choosing materials and decorations for your rooms. You're not just building walls, you're creating spaces where light will happen. For instance, delve into how exercise reduces stress biochemically and what impact this has on daily life. Organizing your thoughts. Arrange these causes and effects in a logical order. This could be based on their importance, their chronological sequence, or their complexity. It's like deciding the flow of your house. Where is the living room, the kitchen, the bedrooms? How do you move from one to the other? Eliminate redundancies, clarify thoughts, and ensure you have strong connections between causes and effects. This is like the final inspection of a house before you start decorating. Make sure every part is necessary, well-placed, and serves the overall purpose of the house. Step 2. Structuring your essay. All right, let's talk about building the structure of your essay. It's absolutely crucial. Think of it like constructing a staircase in your house. If you mess up the alignment of the steps, you're going to have a tough time climbing it right. The same goes for your essay. If the structure is off, your reader will stumble right through it. So let's nail this part, ensuring every step is perfectly placed. There are 2 ways to build this staircase. Let's call them the block method and the chain method. 1. The block method. Picture building 2 separate staircases right next to each other. One staircase is all about the reasons why something happens. These are your causes. The second staircase, it's all about what happens as a result. These are your effects. This method is super straightforward. You talk about all the causes first, climbing up one staircase, and then you hop over to the next and dive into the effects. 2. The chain method. This one is more like following a single winding staircase that goes up and around elegantly. You start with a cause, take a step up, and link it directly to its effect. Then that effect becomes the cause for the next step, and so on. It's like telling a story where each plot point naturally leads to the next, keeping your readers engaged and making them eager to see where it all leads. This method keeps the anticipation high and the journey exciting. Step 3. Writing a strong introduction. Okay, let's dive into the first impression of your essay, the introduction. Think of it as the front door to your house. It's the first thing people see, and it sets the tone for everything inside. So we want to make it inviting and intriguing enough that your reader can't help but want to come in. Start with a hook. This is like the welcome mat. It should grab attention and make a statement. Use a surprising fact, a question, or a bold statement that makes someone pause and think. For example, you could start by saying, "Did you know that something as simple as running can not only shape your body, but also sharpen your mind?" Once they're hooked, it's time to show them the hallway. This is where you give a little background info that sets up your topic. Not too much, just enough so they feel at home and know what's coming. You might say, "Well, we all know exercise is good for health. Few understand the profound mental benefits it brings." Step 4. Writing the body paragraphs. After welcoming our readers with a solid introduction, it's time to guide them through the main part of the essay, the body paragraphs. Each body paragraph should cover one cause or one effect. Think of it as dedicating each room to a specific function. One room might be for sleeping, another for dining. Similarly, each paragraph should be clear in its purpose, either discussing a cause or exploring an effect. Just like in a well-planned house where the kitchen flows into the dining area, the order of your paragraphs should make sense. If your thesis states a particular order, like mentioning benefits before challenges, stick to it in your paragraphs. This helps prevent the reader from feeling lost as they move from one section to another. Transition words are like the doors between rooms. They help you move seamlessly from one idea to the next. Words like consequently, thus, and as a result are great for moving from causes to effects, while phrases like due to, because of, and one reason why help link effects back to causes. Just as furniture and decor support a room's design, your point should be supported by examples and evidence. If you're discussing how exercise reduces stress, bring in studies, statistics, or expert quotes that reinforce your point. This adds credibility to your essay and makes your argument stronger. As you write each paragraph, think about keeping your reader interested. Use vivid language, real-life examples, and perhaps a few personal anecdotes. This isn't just about decorating the room. It's about making it comfortable and inviting for whoever walks in. Step 5, writing a conclusion. Here's how to ensure your essay's conclusion is impactful and resonant. Restate your thesis. Start by bringing back your thesis statement. This is like reminding your guests why they came to your house in the first place. But don't just repeat it word for word. Rephrase it to reflect the more profound understanding they now have from having toured the house. For instance, as we've seen, regular running not only boosts physical fitness, but profoundly enhances mental health and overall life satisfaction. Summarize the main points, briefly revisit the main rooms, your key arguments or points, showing how they connect back to the thesis. Think of this as giving your guests a quick flashback of their visit, emphasizing the highlights of the tour. From reducing stress to improving focus and increasing energy, each step of our journey has demonstrated the multifaceted benefits of running. Now end with something that leaves your reader thinking or motivated. This could be a call to action or a poignant closing thought. For example, so lace up your running shoes and hit the track, not just for your body, but for your mind and spirit. Who knows what other benefits you might discover? If applicable, broaden the scope at the end to show how your discussion relates to a bigger picture. This could be linking it to societal trends, future implications, or broader applications of your argument. As society grows more aware of mental health's importance, activities like running aren't just physical pursuits. They're essential tools for well-being. Your conclusion is your chance to ensure everything clicks for your reader. It's about cementing the experience, leaving your reader satisfied, but also thinking about what's next. It's your final handshake, your parting smile. Make it count. Our reader falls off right before the finish line. And there you have it. I hope this guide has illuminated the steps to writing a clear and impactful cause and effect essay. But don't stop here. If you're interested in diving deeper into academic writing, check out our video on how to write a good research summary. You can find it in the top right corner or by following the link in the description below. Thank you for watching.
There are certain vocabulary words that are useful to use in each style of essay. In this video, we're going to look at some vocabulary that can be used in cause and effect essays. Many essays use the cause and effect model. The cause is the why something happened, and the effect is what happened. In this type of essay, you're going to show what has caused a certain situation and what the effects are. The word cause can either be a noun or a verb. In this sentence, the word cause is used as a noun. The cause of the fire was unknown. You will know that the word is being used as a noun if there is the word the in front of the word cause. In this next sentence, the word cause is used as a verb. The fire caused significant damage to the building. There are certain patterns that cause and effect sentences can follow. One possible sentence pattern is this. You will first have a signal word or phrase followed by the cause and then the effect. In this sentence, the signal word or phrase are the words due to. The cause is the fire, and the effect is that there was significant damage to the building. This is how many cause and effect sentences are written. Here's another possible way to write the sentences. The effect comes first, followed by a signal word or phrase, and then the cause. In this sentence, the effect is there was significant damage to the building. The signal word or phrase is the phrase due to, and the cause is the fire. Here are a few cause and effect words that you can use in your writing. Some are nouns and some are verbs. Notice that the word cause can be either a noun or a verb. Also, be careful to use the following words correctly. The word effect with an E is a noun, while the word affect with an A is a verb. These are often used incorrectly. Well, let's look at a few words in sentences. Reason. The reason for the recession was still being investigated. There were multiple reasons for the collapse of the company. The word reason is the cause for something. Result. The result was a significant change in the leadership style of the company. Now, the word result is the effect of something. The collapse of the company was the result. The word effect. The effects of the recession were being felt everywhere. It was still unclear what the effect of the recession would be. Factor is another word we often use in cause and effect essays. There were many factors that led to the bankruptcy. The word factor is the cause for something. The main factor for the change in plans was the weather. Result in. The recession would ultimately result in many people losing their jobs. The change in the leadership style of the company should result in better management overall. Now, this phrase is also being used as an effect. Lead to. The recession would lead to multiple companies going bankrupt. It was unclear whether the changes would lead to more productivity. Affect. The recession would affect many areas of life for the people. Remember, the word affect with the A at the beginning is a verb. The new decisions would most likely affect the leadership style of the company. Stems from. The massive unemployment stems from the ongoing recession. Stems from is the word for the cause. This is what is causing the massive unemployment. The style change stems from the need to continually improve the productivity of the factory. Give rise to. The recession will most likely give rise to high unemployment. The changes in the leadership style of the company should give rise to a more profitable future. There are other words that can be used in cause and effect style essays, but these are some of the more common ones. Try using some of these in your next cause and effect essay.
Now, let's learn about cause and effect. Cause and effect is something that we experience every day. Whenever something happens, there is usually a reason behind it. And whenever there is a reason, there is often a result. For example, if someone practices basketball every day, they may become a better player. If students study consistently, they may achieve better results. All of these examples show a relationship between a cause and effect. A cause. At the slide, we can see that a cause is the reason why something happens. A cause answers the question like, why did it happen? An effect is the result or consequences of something. An effect answers the question like, what happened? Let's look at a simple example. This is the real world example or equation. Heavy rain is flood. Heavy rain is the cause. Flood is the effect. Why did the flood happen? Because there was heavy rain. What happens because of the heavy rain? A flood occurred. And then the second is study hard to pass the examination. Studying hard is the cause. Passing the examination is the effect. Without studying hard, the student may not pass the examination. So, the cause helps us to understand why the event happens. Now, let's look at one more example. Sleep late. So, you feel sleepy in class. If students feel sleep late, if students sleep late, they may feel sleepy during lessons. Again, sleeping late is the cause, feeling sleepy is the effect. One important thing to remember is that causes usually happen before effects. However, in English sentences, the order may change. Look at these examples. Because it rained heavily, the football match was cancelled, and the football wa- and the football match was cancelled because it rained heavily. Do these sentences have the same meaning?
Yes.
Exactly. The structure is different, but the relationship remains the same. Now, let's learn about signal words. Signal words help us identify causes and effects more easily. Cause signals words for causes include because of, due to, and since. Let's look at an example. The students arrived late because there was heavy traffic. The word because introduces the cause. Another example. The students arrived late because of heavy rain. Now, let's look at signal words that show effects. There is so, therefore, consequently, and as a result. For example, there was heavy traffic, so students arrived late. These signal words help readers and listeners understand relationships between ideas. Now, cause and effect relationships are not always simple. Sometimes one cause can create several effects. For example, excessive smartphone use may cause like sleep problems, poor concentration, eye strain, reduced study time, and lower academic performance. One cause can create many effects, as you can see in the slide, that at the same time, one effect can have several causes. Like we can see, this one cause, one event. This is one cause that create a many effects. Students may arrive late because of traffic congestion, bad weather, transportation problems, or waking up late. Now, let's look at something more interesting. So it's like the domino effect that is cause and effect chains. You can see that sleep late, feel sleepy, cannot concentrate, or get lost first. Can you see the chains of it? So feeling sleepy is an effect of sleeping late, but it also becomes a cause of concentration. Poor concentration becomes a cause of loss first. This is called a cause and effect chain, or we call it a chain reaction. Understanding this relationship help us analyze situations and solve problems more effectively. Now let's practice together. What happens if people never exercise?
They might become unhealthy
Good. And why?
because they don't keep their bodies active.
Excellent. What happens if students never do their homework? Get low scores. Very good. Now, let's think about environmental issues. What happens if people throw rubbish into river?
Mm, the river becomes dirty.
Any other effects?
Flooding.
Why can flooding happen? Excellent reasoning. Now, let's think about social media, something that familiar with us in our daily life, right? What happened if teenagers spend too much time on social media? They will become addicted. Any other effects?
They might say that
Yeah. And if they sleep less, they feel tired.
tired.
And if they feel tired,
They
cannot
cannot concentrate.
excellent. So, excellent work, everyone. I like how many of you explain your answer clearly. Some of you even conduct one event to another event, which show deeper understanding. I also noticed that you listen carefully to your classmates before answering. That is very important during this discussion. Please keep up the good work. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Now we're going to do a different activity. This activity is called cause or effect challenges. There will be several rounds. Let's see how quickly you can identify causes and effects. Are you ready?
Yes, Miss.
Alright. I will mention a statement and you tell me whether is it cause or is it an effect. Forgetting to chart you. So the statement is Forgetting to charge your phone overnight.
Chaos means
Yeah, correct. The phone battery dies during an online class.
effect means
Yeah. Spending hours watching short videos before bedtime.
house.
Feeling tired during the first lesson in the morning.
Event.
A school event is promoted through social media.
Chaos means
More students attend the event.
event.
Excellent. Now round two. It's called find the cause. Now I will give you an effect. So you tell me the possible cause. Okay?
Yes.
So the statement is a student suddenly becomes very quiet in class. The student may have a trouble at home. Interesting. Another possibility.
The student may not feel confident.
Good. Any other ideas? The student may be afraid of making mistakes. Excellent. Next effect. Many students stop borrowing books from the school.
They prefer reading online.
Another cause. The books may be outdated. Right? Any other ideas? Students don't know what books are available. Very thoughtful answer. Next effect is a student's presentation becomes very successful. The student make it well. Yeah, correct. Another possibility. Student practice many times. Any other ideas?
The student has confidence.
Very good. Now round three. It's find the effect. Now I will give you a pause. You tell me possible effects. So the cause is a student joins an English club for 1 year.
Students English improves.
Another effect.
Student becomes more confident.
Anything else? The student makes new friends. Brilliant. So, what if the cause a school starts a no phone during class? Like
Students focus more on lesson.
another fact.
Classroom needs students become more active.
Any other ideas?
Students participate more in
Very good. Now the last round is called build a cause and effect. Now let's create a change. Imagine in the situation. A student is afraid of speaking English. What might happen?
the student will rarely answer question.
Then what might happen? The student get less materials. And then
The students speaking skill improve slowly.
and then
The student become less confident.
excellent. Can you see that? One cause can create a series of effects, and sometimes those effects create even more effects. That is why understanding cause and effect relationships is very useful. It helps us to understand not only what happens, but also why it happens. Now, let's work in groups and discuss a real life issue. Please form group of maybe 2 students is enough. Three students, that's you okay. And then for girls, right?
Yes.
No, today's topic is cause and effects of excessive smartphone use among teenagers. Each group should discuss and identify three causes, three effects, one solution, and one recommendation. You will have 7 minutes to discuss. Please make sure that every member participates and shares at least one idea. Remember to speak in English as much as possible. Please listen respectfully when your friends are speaking. You may use examples from your own experiences, school life, or daily activities. If you need help, I will come and assist you further. Are the instructions clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, that's it. Before we begin, does anyone have a question about the task?
Miss, do we have to write our answer?
Yes. Please write your ideas on a piece of paper. Choose one student to be the note taker and one student to be the spokesperson. The spokesperson will present your discussion later. Any other questions?
No, miss.
Alright, you may begin. Everyone, attention please. I really appreciate that your enthusiasm and active participation. But however, let's lower our voices a little so every group can hear each other clearly. Please remember that a good discussion is not only about speaking, but also about listening. Alright, thank you. Please continue. Hi everyone, how is your discussion going? That's great to hear. Um, what causes have you identified before? Can you explain that idea? Teenagers often use smartphones when they can speak, right? And can anyone add another cause? Why do you think social media is a major cause? Because teenagers can our knowledge to can you mention some examples? Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, yeah, main social media, right? Okay. Can you be more specific? Video. Good explanations. Now let's discuss the effects. What effects have you found? Users spend too much time online. Correct. What may happen if they spend too much time online? They become less productive. Anything else? They maybe late. Like after the school, right? Why? Why they miss sleeping? Maybe they continue using their phones at night. And what effect can like of sleep? They might feel tired during lessons. Can tiredness affect learning? Yes, miss. Excellent connection. What solution has your group suggested? Setting screen limits. Good idea. How can teenagers do that? They can use application that monitors screen time. Very practical. What recommendation would you give to teenagers? We should spend more time doing online activities. Thank you, everyone. That's a good work. Okay. I noticed that you haven't shared your ideas yet. Would you like to contribute? I'm not sure what to say. It's okay. Let's think together. What activities do teenagers usually do on smartphones? Maybe playing games? Yes. Can playing games become a cause of excessive smartphone use? Yes, ma'am. Why? Because some games are very addictive. Would you like to share the idea with your group? Yes, miss. Great, thank you for participating. What is? Yeah, that is really hard or something. Yes. Hello, Gertrude. How are things going? Wonderful. What causes have you identified? Peer influence. Yes. Can you explain it further? Can someone enter the house? Online games. Why do online games encourage smartphone use? Because students spend many hours trying to complete their goals or play with friends. Hmm. Yeah. But what about the effects? Can you explain? Excellent observation. Any positive effects? Students can find educational information. That's true. Can you give an example of it? They can search for information, tutorials, or learning new skills. Very good. What recommendation does your group have? Parents should monitor smartphone use. Why is that important? Because everything that Exactly. Thank you. Group two. And group 3, how is your progress? What effect have you identified? Why does that happen? Can that create another event? What happens? Can that create another event? Good. And then why? How can that affect relationship? What solution have you discussed? What solution have you discussed? That's you provide the example, right? Okay, thank you for the group. Keep it okay. Hi, how is your discussion group? Good question. Does poor academic performance happen first or later? Then it is usually an effect. What might cause poor academic performance? Anything else? Can excessive smartphone use affect concentration? Yeah, and what happens when students cannot concentrate? Exactly. Can poor academic performance create another effect? And motivation. Exam thinking. That's a very logical cause and effect chain. Thank you for asking. And the last group. May I hear your ideas?
One cause is easy internet access.
Can you explain it?
Students can easily access social media, games, and entertainment.
What effects have you found?
They screen because students look at the screen for long periods.
Very good. Any other effects?
They spend and impact it.
What recommendation does your group have?
Students should take regular breaks from smartphone use.
How often?
Every 30 minutes or every hour.
Alright, very good recommendation. Thank you, group 4. Keep it up. Everyone, you have about 1 minute remaining. Please finish your discussion and organize your ideas. Make sure your spokesperson is ready. Check whether your group has completed all 4 requirements. And then, if not, use the remaining time to complete your answer. Have you finished? Alright, everyone. Time is up. Please stop your discussions and face to the front. Thank you. I am very happy to see how actively you participated today. I had many excellent ideas and thoughtful explanations. You identify several causes such as boredom, social media, online games, peer influence, and easy internet access. You also identified effects such as lack of concentration, lower academic, sleep problems, eye strain, and reduced productivity. It's such an excellent work, everyone. Now let's move to the setting sessions. I would like to one representative from each group to present your discussion results. While other groups are presenting, please listen carefully because you may discover ideas that are different from your perspectives. Who would like to the first presenter?
Group 1 Miss.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Today I want to present the result of our discussion about excessive smartphone use among teenagers. We identify three main causes: boredom, social media, and online entertainment such as videos and games. We also found three effects. Excessive smartphone use can cause sleep problems, poor concentration in class, and lower academic performance. As a solution, we suggest setting screen time limits. Our recommendation is that teenagers should spend more time doing offline activities such as sport, reading, and spending time with family and friends. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, group one. You explain your ideas clearly and use cause and effect relationships correctly. Let's give group one a round of applause. Now let's hear another group's perspective. Group two, would you like to share your ideas?
Yes, it is. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning. Our group found the peer influence, online games, and easy internet access are common cause of excessive smartphone use. The effect include distraction, learning lessons, reduced face-to-face communication, and eye strain. As a solution, we suggest creating a daily schedule for smartphone use. Our recommendation is that parents should monitor and guide teenagers to use smartphone responsibly. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, group two. Very good job. I like how your group mentions both social and physical events. Give applause to group two. Now let's continue with group three.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Our group believes that social media, online games, and the fear of missing out on information are major causes of excessive smartphone use. The effects are like of concentration, lower academic performance, and reduced social interaction. As a solution, teenagers should participate in outdoor activities and school clubs. Our recommendation is to balance online activities with offline activities. Thank you for attention.
Okay, thank you, group three. You provide logical explanation and good recommendation. Let's give group three a round of applause. We have heard many interesting ideas so far. Now let's listen to the final presentation from group four, the last group.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Our group illustrates easy internet access, social media, and online gaming as the main cause of excess smartphone use. The effects we found are extreme tense and reduced productivity because students may spend less time studying. As solution, we suggest reducing daily screen time and taking regular breaks from smartphone use. Our recommendation is that teenagers should use smartphone wisely and maintain a healthy balance between technology and daily life. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, group four. I like how your group explained and not only the academic effects, but also the physical effects of excessive smartphone use. Let's give a group for a big round of applause. Thank you everyone. Our group did a wonderful job today. Although each group have different ideas, different perspectives, many of your answers were connected actually. From your presentations, we can conclude that excessive smartphone among teenagers can be caused by boredom, social media, online games, peer influence, and easy internet access. Therefore, teenagers should use smartphone wisely and maintain a healthy balance between technology and daily life. Good work, everyone. Alright, class, let's stop our discussion and focus to the front. Before we end today's lesson, let's review what we have learned. What is the cause?
The reason why something happens.
What is an effect?
The result or consequence of something is
Brilliant. Can anyone mention a final word that shows a cause?
because.
Correct. Another one?
Since.
Nice. How about a final word that shows an effect?
As a result means.
Excellent. Now, why is it important to understand cause and effect relationships?
Because it helps us understand problem and influence situations slowly.
Exactly. Today we learned how to identify causes and effects, use final words, analyze chains of events, and discuss real life issues logically. So for your homework, please write a paragraph about a problem in your school, family, or community. Explain at least three causes and three effects using the silent words that we learned today. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because our time is already over. I will go and our class today. Thank you for your participation. You were very active today, and I will proud about it. And really appreciate what that you have you given and your effort. See you at the next meeting.
Thank you.
And don't forget to do your homework. Okay? Thank you,
Yes.
everyone.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.